Welcome back to everybody on the Catenaccio Show. What a program that we have ready for you all today, a Monday edition. So, weekend is gone. All the results are in the books, and we get also a chance to look at the Champions League matches that we will have midweek, and we will see which teams are going to be in the semifinals of Europe's top club competition. I'm Antonio Aquilino, joined by Filippo, Luca, and Lodo here tonight. Guys, are you ready to go? How are you
Let's
feeling?
go.
Ready for a big week
Woo!
of football that we have coming up? And
Woo!
people, first thing I want to say, congratulations to your Bologna. They looked incredible here today as they win 2-0 against Sampdoria. And who's stopping this team now? Who's
Nobody,
stopping this team?
nobody. Next on the calendar is Juventus.
Oh
We
shit!
got Juventus and then we have Inter. So we're ready. We're ready.
Are you ready?
Wow.
Whoa!
We're
And
ready.
we're going to get into Bologna and Juventus in just a bit, but we are going to start with the team that's in first place for now in Serie A, and we're going to talk about Luca's Milan, because Luca, once again, your guys failed to get all 3 points, and they throw away two precious ones against Torino, 0-0 in Turin. And what happened? Why do you think that Pioli can get this side back to winning?
I heard from Rossoneri's fans that are getting tired of what's going on because yet we have a great defense lately. We haven't got and allowed any goals, but still in the front with Giroud, Diaz, and now Ibra and Rebic injured, we're not able to create so many occasions and so many episodes in the other box as it happened in the past, especially in between 2021 and 2022. So now he gets frustrated and he gets to a point that we're not able to express our style of play. And Pioli also doesn't have a lot of card in the bench to draw in order to make a situation better. So we're still losing points. It's an average championship right now because Inter has a great team. Napoli has an awesome team as well. So nobody is able to make the final sprint. So it gets leveled up, I would say, on a lower level, leveled up, not in a higher level. And Lodo can probably say something about Inter. So here's the situation. I'm a Rossoneri fan. I'm getting a little frustrated. I had a conversation today with a couple of friends. Diaz is really a big issue right now. Our number 10 is not performing well. Our wings are not performing well either. The only one is Leao that he cannot always solve the game. So we are almost at a dead end. I don't see us going straight to get to the title race at the end, especially because of the calendar and the next games. So we'll see. We'll see. It may eventually be another year of transition and no paradise for hell is
I
still
have a
a
question for
bad
you.
year.
I have a question for you. Is this the real Milan or which is the real Milan? This one, the one at the beginning of the season.
Well, that's a good question. I'm proud of my team, but I've always said that we don't have a team that is able to win the championship. I feel like when everybody's in shape, without injured, without Kier, I just got a news today. Kier just running back again with the rest of the team, not able to still play though. So without all of those injuries and everybody at 100% of shape, Theo Hernandez with COVID, Diaz after COVID, and a couple of personal issues, it could have been better. And better than that, it's still be in the first place, and we're still there running for some good position. I know I joke sometimes about the Champions League spot. Hopefully, we're gonna clinch it. It's not yet mathematical because the team from Rome, Lazio and Roma, are still running for that. We're almost there, but for the championship, I still see Napoli, I guess, even if they lost on Sunday, and Inter being the first contender.
And people, you said that Napoli were your favorites for the Scudetto, but this weekend we see the similar story to what has been happening all season long with Luciano Spalletti. They get an important victory, an impressive performance against Atalanta in Bergamo. The momentum is here. The expectations start to rise, and the players, they just come up short once again as they get taken down at home at the Maradona. And how do you explain this? Why is
Is it?
Napoli always failing to get the next step that they need to really help themselves put their chances at a scudetto at a higher level, and they just lose
I think
important
the
points.
I think the main issue is the pressure. The Napoli and Milan, they have the same type of player that they're not used to the pressure of being up top and winning for like playing to win something. They always like the regular players. They're not used to win titles or Champions League. So now that they're there, Milan and Napoli's players, they're like struggling to all that pressure and they're not performing. I feel like it's just about pressure in the media. Like as soon as they say, "Oh, Napoli, they won against Atalanta," and like, "Oh, now they're like in the run for the title." Boom, the pressure is on them, and they fuck up at home. But in my opinion, they're still the favorite. I
Yeah, you
still,
still have Napoli as favorites.
I mean, thanks to Milan, they lost. Not lost, they tied. Thanks to Milan, yes. If
Mhm.
Milan would have won, then Napoli wouldn't been out. But thanks to Milan, Milan kept the title run alive.
And what's going on, people? Since you're talking about Napoli with Insigne, like what's going on with that guy now? Like he's
It,
not
it's been
really.
it's been playing right. It's just this game, like he's been playing good for Napoli. It's just it's even him. He never won anything. It's like I said, none of them are used to winning anything, so they're not used to the pressure of the media of like, oh, we need to win, we need to win. They don't have the mentality. Like
Tony,
like
do you think this guy has already the luggage in his hands and ready to fly away
no, he
and he's
wants to
not
win.
performing?
No, he wants to win
I
something before he
I
leaves.
think, yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. I think he already has his contract signed, so some people might say that, oh, this player is already thinking about his next chapter in his career. But Lorenzo Insigne is a professional. Like, we've seen him win the European Championship with Italy, and he's from Napoli. Like, people forget this. It would be a dream for him to win that Serie A title that's been missing for the Partenopei for so many years. Imagine if he wins Serie A and then he makes the move. It would just completely change his history at the club, and people will never forget about him. So that is why this is so surprising, because Napoli have players that have been in big games in their careers, and they have a manager who, yes, in Italy he's never won Serie A, but he has won with Zenit in Russia. I know it's a different league, but he's still been coaching important matches like in the Champions League and CSKA in Russia. So Luciano Spalletti has to get his side ready to play these big games. And I don't understand why. They're out of the Europa League, so they don't have to worry about playing in the middle of the week. They just have to focus on Serie A. And they were just completely blindsided at home, and they had no business getting even 1 point, let alone winning the game. And if you want to win a scudetto, that is not how you do it. Look at Inter, and we're gonna get into this with
But
Lodovico in just a bit, because Lodo's team now back-to-back victories after winning against Juventus. They take care of Verona, so Inter is flying, and Napoli, they are just letting the foot off the gas, and you can't do that if you want to
And
win.
by the way, last time they won the title, most of us weren't even born.
People was born. He was about 20 when they won.
It was 1987 and 1990. So, yeah.
yeah, man. I mean, also Napoli, like they play against Fiorentina. Fiorentina is one of the team that play the better soccer in Italy now in this season. And Fiorentina is also running for the Europa League
And how about those
place.
guys? They give away Vlahovic. Everybody thinks that they're going to drop in form, but they have just picked up where they left off, even with Dusan Vlahovic not there anymore. I mean, you go on the road and you win like that. That is so impressive. And Lodovico hasn't said a word in 10 minutes. He wants to show us the coffee mug that he has. He's on mute also, so I'm not sure how that happened. And
I mean, there's
Lodovico,
nothing to me to talk about. I mean, I would talk shit on Milan because they suck, But I mean, I don't know what else to say at the moment. I mean,
But that is important.
Milan's.
Why do you think Milan are losing these points? Why
I
do you think
honestly,
their form has dipped?
I honestly think Milan was never a good team. I mean, they suck as a team. Like Salamaker, Krunic, Benacer. I mean, there's like it's not a worthy team for AC Milan. But at the same time, I also think that it's a young group. They shit their pants, to just say it, whenever they feel some pressure. It has happened last year. It has happened this year. Whenever you put some pressure on them, you're gonna start seeing them. Their legs gets heavier. They become. They do so many like actions, and none of them enter into a goal. They create a lot of occasions, but at the end of the day, they don't bring the results. I mean, I'm sure
Maybe
for
it's just the quality and the
just the
technicality of the team.
mentality. A lot of like it's young people. They haven't won anything in their career. The only person that won something are Giroud and Ibrahimovic that are 45 and 55 next year. So like honestly, I think like mentality wise, maybe there's something lacking. Maybe some experience in terms of when you are about to win something, everything it's in your hands. Um,
I mean, not a
you
lot
know,
of people, not a lot of people between players between Inter, Napoli, and Milan won like so many titles in their life
the
anyway.
advantage that Inter has is because they won it last year. So I'm just gonna say it. It's because they
Yeah,
have the
yeah.
experience from last year. Conte gave them like a winning
Listen,
mentality.
I totally agree with you. And Conte, I don't like personally him, but he made an amazing job.
No,
And I
yeah.
feel like Simone Inzaghi he took the testimony, and I don't know. Hopefully for them, they're gonna win. Hopefully for us, no. But
But when you look at the top three, Luca, Milan are the only team that has a manager who has been there for more than 1 year. So Pioli knows these players. He knows how to get the most out of them. And
He
in the
knows they
most
suck.
important part of the season, they have two straight draws. In the last two games, Inter have gained 4 points on Milan, and all that advantage that we spoke about in the last couple of weeks, it's gone.
It
If
went for
Inter
shit.
can win if Inter can win that game against Bologna that they have in hand, they're going to be first and they are going to be able to control
they're
their own
gonna make the
destiny.
sorpasso, which is the overpassing ass that is
Overtake,
always been
overtake,
Fly down, bro.
overtake, Luca, overtake.
the overcome. So they're gonna pass us in the stand. Yeah, that's a reality. That's a possibility. I still don't know when we're gonna play though. So
It's
The
April
27th,
27th.
April
next
27.
next
Okay,
Wednesday.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, as
Okay,
I
good.
said last time, Luca doesn't know anything, guys. For everybody following
Yeah,
us.
people should know that it's our peak season for work for what I do. So I'm not able to process information, and my memory sucks. But I would recommend you guys, and it's a suggestion for us to the Catenaccio Show. We should watch that game all together because it's a crossway to the title, and it's Bologna's playing, so people can also enjoy the game. So everybody has interest there. Everybody has interest there.
And also the Coppa Italia. Do not forget that Inter and Milan are set
Tuesday,
to
guys.
play
I'm ready
in,
for
in the
Tuesday.
Coppa Italia. Like nobody talks about the Coppa Italia, but in a season like this where the Champions League is gone for everyone, the Coppa Italia it becomes a very important trophy. And people in Milano, they're not talking too much about this competition.
I
But
think
what
it's
does
a
it mean for
must.
you guys? What
I
does
No,
it
think
mean
it's a
because
for you guys
there
must
in
is
for
the
Milano?
title.
Juventus
There
at
is the
this point.
title run that is still going on. So
I, I,
technically, Milan and Inter are very occupied on that
I,
side. And Coppa
yeah.
Italia has always been okay. Let's talk about that a couple of days before the game, and not throughout the season. It's always been like that.
I think it's also more a question that you should ask a Juventus fan because Juventus it's possibly out of the race, title race before this day.
wait,
I'm gonna say yeah, but
wait, man.
I'm just gonna wait on that comment. But I'm just saying they lost the Super Cup at the 120th minute thanks to the beautiful gift that Alexandro gave us. But it's like something I think that like if Juventus ended up out of the title race, then that's a must for them to at least then yeah, season without with a title.
Yeah. I mean, the
But
Coppa Italia is always important for Juventus. And people, I wanted to ask you because Bologna is now with a lot of power. I mean, they took points away from Milan. They're back to their winning ways now against Sampdoria, and they have that game in hand against Inter. So, how do you see this team playing? And Since Mihailovic gave that incredible speech to the team, they have been playing with an intensity that has been amazing. What have you seen from them lately?
Conference
So
League status.
no,
Next.
like I mentioned in one of the other episodes, is the players they finally playing for something. Before we, let's say that our season ended like mid-season, we didn't have no goals, no objective to reach. And now with the Mihailovic being sick, then it gave them a motive to play. We wanna help. We wanna help the coach. We wanna make him feel better. And finally, we got everybody's back healthy. We have no injuries, so finally we have the full squad back. We got today Dominguez finally came back, which is really important for us. El
It
Principe
is.
Dominguez.
It is.
And Arnautovic is finally playing at a decent level. He's already 11 goal this season.
And many people are saying, not to interrupt you, but many people say that this player has so much quality and technique that if he really puts it all together, he can score more than 15 goals in a season in Serie A.
I
Do you
was I
think
was
this is possible? Do you think he has that skill and quality?
so in his history, he never scored more than I think his record is 12 or 13 goals. Because he's a player that likes to be in the center of the game. So most of the times he gets dragged out of the area and he comes to the midfield and wants to play the ball. He wants to do the play that he wants to make the assist. He doesn't just want to score. He wants to play for the team. And all the sacrifice that he makes, then it brings him out of the area and doesn't give him any opportunity to score. But he already scored 11. He has what, six or seven more games.
Yeah, six to
I'm,
go.
I'm pretty sure he can reach
Seven with
15.
Inter, yeah.
Mhm. No,
I'm
he's
pretty
been
sure.
excellent. I mean, when he puts it all together,
Oh,
like we've seen today, he can really make a difference for Bologna. And now I want to jump back to the top of the table because
Yeah, fuck Bologna.
we've talked about Milan, we've talked
Lodo,
about
what's wrong with Bologna?
Napoli.
be
Now
careful.
we have to talk about Inter. So we heard Allegri after the Derby d'Italia that he said that he believes that Inter is the favorite for the Scudetto because of the calendar, how the calendar looks. And now we are seeing results of that. Inter take all 3 points against Verona. They wait, and then they see Milan drop points. And now, as we said earlier, they have control of their own destiny. They have to defeat Bologna, and that would bring them in first place. And I wanted to ask Lodo if you see this team making that important turn towards the end of the season where the games become more important, because we saw them drop a lot of points in the past month. I remember that so many games without a victory, and now they're slowly but surely getting into form. And how do you see the end of the season playing out for the Nerazzurri?
I don't know, Tony. Cut me off. Don't let me talk. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I think be honest with you, I think we're gonna win it. Like, it's a bold statement to say at this time. But I just have so much confidence in my team. I mean, when I see
You have
AC
so much
Milan,
confidence.
I mean, I just know that we're gonna win it. Like, the players have been into the situation last year. It was a different situation at this point of the season. I'm not gonna lie, because last year I think we were already with a few points ahead of everybody. But we've seen it last season. Once, like, the Inter players focus on themselves and they just look straight, nobody's gonna is going to, like, pick up to them. Like, last season I think we went unbeaten for a long time. This season we had 3-4 months, I would say, like, ever since January started, ever since we lost against AC Milan, there was a little bit of a mental problem with the player, and I think also the Champions League, the Coppa Italia, the back-to-back Serie A games, all those games kind of play like a big overall, like, how can I say, like a big, played like a big role in those months. But now that we're out from the Champions League, we only have the Coppa Italia, which I really think, like, we always say that we're all gonna play for all the competition. I only just think that Inter is gonna focus on the league, because winning back to back, getting the second badge, and being two Serie A title on top of AC Milan. It's gonna be the sweet point for this year.
And the second stars, right?
Second star. That's the most important thing. The
And
only one that have it is the only one that has 3 star at the moment is Juventus. They stole like 10 or 15, but I mean, can we say that was history?
maybe a couple more. But Tony, I was looking at the calendar that you posted, and it was really interesting to see again that it's gonna be probably an easy calendar for your Inter. But I don't know, Lodo, if you saw it, it's gonna be like Wednesday, Sunday for like a month straight.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be a packed calendar, and you guys have been struggling when played every 3 days, every other day almost with the Champions League and Coppa Italia.
Mhm.
So how you see your team reacting there when the feeling is that you guys have only probably like 12, 13 players at the top, and the rest might not be at the same level. And I'm talking about the Gagliardini, I'm talking about sometimes Vidal, I'm talking about Ambrosio. How do you
Those
feel
are
about them?
champions. Remember, those are
I
champions
know
from
they
last
are for
year.
you. They're always
No, I'm
champions for
kidding.
you.
No, yeah, they suck. I'm sorry,
No,
but
no, but talk to me about more on the 12, 13 players that are
you
performing well,
know,
and how they're going to react when the calendar is going to be back to
you
back.
know what I think is gonna be a big role is gonna be the mental state that everybody is in now. Now everybody's super gassed up. I don't know if that's how you say it in English, but they're super like
Fire up,
how do you say
Hyped,
that?
fire
Hype.
They're
up.
super hyped.
concentrated.
They are hyped up. Like they already know that everything. If they win against Bologna, they have the possibility to be first. And I have a feeling like Bologna sucks. People like sucks. You guys won because the two fucking Sampdoria and Milan suck. But I'm just saying like I have a feeling that now the mental state of the players, next to the form, because against Verona, the second half we play bad, but the first half I saw kind of like the Inter that I saw before January, and I have a feeling that mentally we are gonna go through. We're gonna go through quite not easily, but looking at the calendar, I mean, what we got next? We have Spezia that at this point of the season is almost saved. We got Bologna that, thanks to like this amazing form, it's saved pretty much. There's no more like relegation zone. There is
Now
Roma
we're
that
going for
is
the champions.
for the Champions League.
That
There
game
is
against
How
Roma
you see
is
Mourinho against you guys soon is going to be
Mourinho against
available.
us. I think he's gonna give us a gift. He's gonna go with like no. I have a feeling like Inter Roma. It's like the way that Roma. I mean, Roma lost against Bodo Glimt, was losing against Salernitana,
Brodo
and
Glimt,
won.
according to people.
I don't even
and
know
we
how to
saw
say
we
that.
saw how they won against
Yeah, we
Salernitana,
saw
no?
how they saw. So we should still have a lot of incognito.
Guys, I
So
heard people from Roma saying they were very happy to have beaten Salernitana,
I
and
mean, for
I
them,
was like, wow, really?
I
for
mean, they need a
them
three
at the
points, so
mo
I'd be happy too.
at this point of the season, like they are 5 points behind Juventus for the Champions League spot. Like for like a situation of a game that they were playing, they were playing a terrible game, but win it, coming back in like 5 minutes and win it, and then being still at 5 points from Juventus with 7 matches left. There's still 721 points to play, and that
18.
those are a lot of
Listen, I don't
points.
think Juventus is going to lose their position. Last two games for Juventus are gonna be pretty interesting against Lazio, probably that is still playing for Europa League spot, and
And also
Fiorentina
Fiorentina and
and
Atalanta.
Fiorentina.
Fiorentina.
But the rest, man, you are a Juventus fan, Antonio. You guys are gonna play Genoa. Oh, that's what I heard. Genoa and Venezia are gonna be Genoa and Venezia are gonna be relegated when you guys are gonna play against them. So
Ah.
that's gonna be probably easy.
It's a
And then
minimum, no?
Sassuolo, you guys are not gonna lose against Sassuolo.
What do you mean? Sassuolo went to the Allianz and won against Juventus in the reverse
Ooh,
fixture.
I still
Sassuolo
remember
and
the last goal. Beautiful.
Sassuolo has beaten everybody.
Oh
They
my God,
beat
yes.
Inter, Milan, Napoli,
No,
everybody. They
No
have
not
Bologna.
Bologna.
Bologna 3-0.
It's impossible to be Bologna though right now. But
I mean, at the
Bologna
moment,
does the
Bologna.
opposite.
At the
Bologna.
moment, Bologna is 18 points behind the Conference League. They can still make it, guys. Arithmetically speaking, if all the
If
team
they
in front
win
of
all of
them
them,
die, like if everybody in front of them gets COVID and cannot play, maybe
people,
they can
another
do it.
year without Europe.
That's fine. It's in my heart. Bologna is in my heart.
That
guys,
that is true.
going back to the Roma situation with Salernitana, I was reading some of what happened after the match with Jose Mourinho and Walter Sabatini going back and forth, and Mourinho actually apologizing to Nicola for his attitude towards the game, and Sabatini was saying that during the match, every single opportunity that Roma had, they were jumping off the bench, asking for throw-ins, asking for fouls, just trying to gain an advantage to complete that comeback to get all 3 points. And we know that Sabatini is somebody who is not very shy in front of the microphones, and he said that that was a behavior that he hasn't seen in Serie A, and really calling out everyone on the bench for Roma and Jose Mourinho. And I wanted to ask you guys because we know both characters very well, Walter Sabatini and Jose Mourinho, two legendary figures in Serie A. I just wanted to get your opinion, like whose side are you on? What do you think happened? And just a comment on everything.
No
Not
comment.
everybody at the same time.
Nobody cares.
No,
No,
I
I'm
mean,
kidding.
No,
Antonio,
I'm.
you know Roma, and you know how is Roma and Roman people. They are really they can get warmed up when something is far from them and they were losing the game, they were missing the chance to get closer to a Champions League spot, and they always overreact. And then Mourinho, it's one of the best communicator and probably instigator at the same time. So I heard Sabatini at the same time insulting Mourinho and then later on apologizing. When you are on the field, each of us probably plays soccer at any level. You know, when you're playing for something, you're fighting for something, you get a little mad or a little
Heated.
angrier than usual.
Fly down,
So
bro.
I wouldn't pay like too much attention to that, and it's something that happened on the field. There are probably things from the past that came back again between Sabatini and Roma, but it finishes there. Like after the game, like France as before. I wouldn't make a big deal on these.
I'm on Sabatini's side.
And sorry, guys, just a little parenthesis. If anybody's asking where Fred is, we're also asking ourselves where he is. We do not know. If anybody knows anything, please call the police or anything like that. We are worried. The guy hasn't answered us. But we're kidding. We just don't know where he is at the moment.
It's true though. He got lost in Miami somewhere.
Missing in action.
Somebody put out a missing
Have-
person report because I don't know.
Have you,
I don't
have you
know.
guys just staying with Roma? Have you guys seen the way that the Bodo Glimt or whatever the name of that club is? They stayed in Rome and in incognito mode, incognito, and apparently they
Incognito.
asked Lazio to host them for their training, and and yeah, so they don't want anybody to know where they are in Rome. So what do you guys think about that? How you guys think, especially what happens in the at the beginning? I don't even know you to talk right now.
I got lost, guys.
No, I have a feeling that Rome is gonna lose against Bodo Clit.
You seriously think so?
Clit, yeah.
Even in
In
their
Bodo Clit,
house?
yeah. I mean, they already lost again. They already lost what 6-1, whatever it was.
I know,
7-1?
but that was back in Norway.
How much did they lose in at home?
No, they won at home.
They won at
They
home.
won in the groups.
They won.
They
Where?
destroyed them.
They destroyed them. I don't remember the destroying of Roma.
No, I mean, but maybe that's the come si dice tallone d'Achille? That's the
Achilles heel.
that's the Achilles heel for Rome. That's the team. That
By
they
the way,
cannot beat.
they tied at home in the group stage,
Yeah,
guys.
they
They
never
tried.
won.
Wow.
They never won. And I remember
Wow.
They've
they
never
were losing,
beaten.
and then Ibanez at the 84th minute scoring.
Wow.
So I think Rome is gonna go out because Roma is just an horrible team. I don't even like. Every
People,
time,
be careful what you say, because I heard some viewers that are not really happy the way we treat Roma.
Roma is
Yes.
like, I don't even understand why Roma is like in Serie A.
Like a team.
Roma, every time I watch Roma play soccer, it's like I just want to cry. They have no philosophy. Mourinho just like Sabatini said, he just cries all the time. That's why I said before I'm Sabatini's side, because Roma is just like, they have no idea what they're doing that in the capital of Italy. They have no idea. Thank God of
I think
Lazio.
there is so
Thank God
much
of Lazio.
disorganization inside the team. I cannot picture like a structured team behind where they do meeting, where the management talks to the team. I really don't see that.
Isn't
They
the
just
owner-
play with their heart. They play with the way they are, and that's it. There's no structure, no discipline. That's what I picture Roma. Different
This
from
is the
other
last
teams.
time. This is the last time that they played in the
4
Europa
p.m.
Conference League.
In Rome,
2-2
yeah.
game with 41,000 people in the stadium. They weren't able to win against Bodo Glimt, and they were actually losing twice.
Yes.
And they had to come back, and we can see here the late goal by Ibanez getting the victory for the
Assist by
Giallorossi.
Mayoral, which I thought it was like desaparecidos, but I guess he's still there.
No, Mayoral is in La Liga right now. He
Yeah,
left
he
Roma.
returned.
Right
He
now,
returned
yeah.
to La Liga.
Good job, Luca.
So,
You're up to date.
guys, we have a surprise guest here. We had him on a couple of weeks ago to talk about Napoli, and we're gonna have him back to talk about his Partenopei after a very disappointing result. Welcome to the show, Renato Smith. Renato,
Hi
we
guys,
are
how are you?
live on the Catenaccio Show with Filippo, Lodovico, and Luca. And we know you don't have too much time, but we wanted to ask you what happened to Napoli? What happened to
I
your
like your
people?
t-shirt. I like your t-shirt.
Thanks, man. Do you like it? It's pretty open.
Yeah.
Can you turn off
That's the
the sink?
Napolitan way.
I
I love
hear
Is he
water
prof-
running.
Is he professional for this podcast or no?
It is. It is. Let's get
Amazing.
into Napoli, though. Let's get into Napoli. What happened to
Well,
Luciano Spalletti's
I
boys?
mean, what happened? It's nothing new, guys. Like it's basically what keep happening every year. Like we're in the road for the Scudetto. Like we always lose the most important matches. The players they can't keep up with the pressure, and it's very sad because this year I see like the fans that they were actually supporting the city without talking about the Scudetto at all. And even though like there was no pressure from the fans, they still felt pressure, and I mean they clearly like missed the game. Obviously, Fiorentina was not a team to underestimate because they're playing really well this year with Italiano, which by the way I would really like to see him in a good like team because I really think he's one of the best coaches that are in the Serie A right now.
Like Bologna.
Yeah, I'll say. I
Yeah, good
mean,
team like
Bologna
Bologna.
has Mihajlovic, so like you
Bologna
guys.
also sucks.
Like honestly, I don't even know how like Bologna is like is not like fighting for the second division like with the team they have because I think
Through his
Mihajlovic
thoughts.
it's a really good coach actually. I really think Sinisa is a great coach.
We can
Listen,
switch.
Renato,
By the way, people, I want to congratulate to you because I like that me and you we actually root for our own city team, unlike other people like Luca. I don't know where is him right now.
Oh,
The
the other Luca.
the other Luca, guys. The other
What
Luca.
about
So
Fred?
Renato, let me ask you a question. That we were talking
Yes.
about Napoli. We were
Uh-huh.
talking about Napoli before you got a jump into the podcast, and I was
Yes.
asking Lorraine, and I was asking people and Antonio, what do you
Vince.
think about Insigne? Do you think it's not really performing well, or at least at the top of his potential? Because he has a luggage in his hands and is ready to fly away from Napoli, or maybe he still wants to win because he's from Napoli and it will be an awesome event, bringing back the title after 30 plus years in the city.
Well, let me say something. Since I started watching football in Napoli, and even before that, none of the player that were from ever like none of the player that were born in Napoli ever performed well in Napoli. I don't know if it's because of the pressure. I don't know for what kind of reason they can't perform well, but it's been like that for a while, for like as far as I can remember. I think Insigne gave everything he could to Napoli. He was never a player that made the difference for Napoli. He was definitely always a good player, which care about like the jersey and everything, and about like the team, obviously. But he has not been. He never made the difference. Unlike other player, like I can remember. Can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Unlike other player that made the difference, and I think it's best for both if he actually leaves from Napoli, because I don't think he can give anything more than what he already gave to
Wow,
Napoli.
those are important statements from a Napoli
Yeah,
fan.
yeah,
Really
those
leaving.
are important statements. I will thank Insigne for what he did, but as far as I can remember, he always been like the player that had to make the difference, and then he never made the difference, and that's kind of upsetting. Obviously, like it's not even upsetting; it's just obviously a disappointment. He gave everything for the jersey, uh, which wasn't enough. I did like though how he played against Fiorentina. I think he played a good game, but
Yeah,
again,
that's what people were saying.
it
So
was
you're saying that
wasn't
between
enough.
Insigne and Mertens, if you need to make a decision
Oh,
right
Mertens
there,
all the way.
you're
I
gonna
will
go
keep
for
Mertens.
Mertens.
I will like. I hope Mertens like stays in Napoli forever. I hope Mertens one day become the Napoli coach. I love him. He's the most Napolitan person in the world.
Of the non-Napolitans.
The most non-Napolitan Napolitan in the world.
Ciro Mertens.
Ciro
Listen,
Mertens, and he's
this guy's been benched sometimes without saying a single word, entering a game and solve you with a couple of goals.
Save you.
oh yeah, he entered in the
Solve the
game,
game.
and after 2 minutes he scored. Like Mertens always make the difference. The fans felt when he entered in the game. Like everybody get excited when he starts training, coming off the bench, and we really love him. I think Mertens, it's a great player. He did make the difference for Napoli. He's the high scorer of whole time for Napoli, scoring 110 goals, more than anybody else. And I love him as if
More than that.
was like a brother. Like I love Mertens. I really love Mertens, and his son was born in Napoli. His son name is Ciro, so you guys can imagine how
And
Napolitan he
Renato,
can be.
one thing I want to ask you, what has to happen for Napoli to get their foot in front of Inter and Milan in these final six games? Because they are right there. They just need a couple of results to go their way, and they can finish this season in first place. What has to happen? Does Osimhen need to score more or play more? Does Mertens have to get some more minutes? How would you alter this team to give them the best chance to win this Scudetto?
Well, to be fair, against Fiorentina, we like this. They shoot 3 times and they score 3 times. They shoot 3 times because we made 3 mistakes. Unfortunately, I think like they can't focus really well when they're under pressure. They feel like they're fighting for the Scudetto, and they cannot keep up with this pressure. The team has to be more focused. Spalletti has to give them a different mindset on how they have to play those last games. Uh, we have nothing to lose. We were not like on the fight for this. Nobody expect us to win the Scudetto on the first game of the season, and they have to play without any single pressure. And they're committing too many singular mistakes. Ramani made a mistake and they score a goal. Uh, Koulibaly made another mistake and they score another goal. That cannot be happening. And if you remember, Tony, the first 10 games we did 10 wins. They score like 2 goals to us, and now they keep scoring goal, and it's been pretty like disappointing. Definitely disappointing.
What a goal by
Uh,
Osimhen. Eh? What a goal.
yeah, he scored a great goal, but he played a very bad game. Other than the
What a
goal,
goal.
which was like really good, he didn't really play well. I think there are some games that Oshiman doesn't need to start. Like maybe not the game with Fiorentina, because Fiorentina is a team that plays a high pressure. So I think he was actually the right choice to make him start, but he didn't play the way I expected. I don't know if it's because he came from the injury or what other
Well,
reason.
he got an assist and a goal.
That's pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, I mean he did pretty good, but at the same time, I don't know if you guys saw the games or the
Yeah,
highlights.
sure. Yeah.
Like
No, sure.
on the after 7 minutes, he missed like a goal like in front of the keeper. Like it's like he's definitely like a player that can do much better. He has a lot of margin of improvements. He really does, but he's still young. He can dribble the defender. He runs a lot, and he's very good on few things, but he still has to improve. But hopefully, with time, he's still young. He's 23, so we're gonna give him some time, definitely.
Like Ibrahimovic, young.
Yeah, like Ibrahimovic. I
That's
mean, Ibrahimovic is
that's a
just
big comparison.
that's Ibrahimovic is a godness. Nobody can say
Yeah,
anything
that's-
about Ibrahimovic. I will say him good at Bologna, actually. Like not lying.
Mhm.
Arnautovic Ibrahimovic will be like a great
A great couple.
great
Well,
couple. Yeah, a great duo. Yeah, definitely a great duo.
I want to say thank you to Renato for joining us on the Catenaccio Show. Thank you so much, Renato, for your
It's
insights.
my
Thank you,
Napoli.
Renato. Good
And
luck
we'll
with
make
my
sure-
Roma
pleasure,
on
guys.
Sunday.
We'll make sure to have
Thank
you
you,
on next
guys.
time, okay? Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you,
bye.
guys.
Under any.
Okay, guys. So that was some very thorough Napoli analysis, and they do not look too confident. They're just one point back, but they just don't have that belief that I think you need at this stage of the season. Maybe for the players,
Mm-hmm.
it's different than for the fans because we know that in Napoli we call it scaramanzia. No? They're never going to say scudetto, but maybe the players believe, and Spalletti he's gonna have to do a good job to get his team back
Listen,
on
and
track.
the calendar might seem easy for them, but in reality, they are gonna play against all the teams that are like calm and chill and closing the season with already their position clinched. The only one will be Genoa, but it's gonna be probably the last or the second to last, and we know by that time if he's gonna be relegated. So it's gonna be tricky for Napoli. They need to play consistently with Osimhen and Mertens there up front. Maybe they can jeopardize the title for Inter and Milan. We'll see. We'll see. As people said, Napoli is still the favorite. I don't know about that, but they are there. At least they are there.
That's all you need. You need a chance. You
You're
never
right.
know what's gonna
That's
happen.
what I always tell Ludovico. Milan with a shitty team is there. That's what it matters.
Milan sucks. Milan is gonna finish like last year. He's gonna finish third. I'm gonna tell you now. Actually, fourth.
Listen, I'm honest with you. Now, any team can finish first and any team can finish third.
That's bullshit, man. For
Out of the
anybody
three.
viewing this
Out
thing,
of the
it's
three. So
bullshit.
if Inter is gonna be third, you're gonna be, oh yeah, that's fine. Or
Oh,
what happened? It's possible. You need to account that for.
You need to beat Bologna first, so you gotta be ready.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to watch that game with you guys.
guys, getting into our next topic because we were discussing this off camera earlier. Big news midweek as we see rumors, very specific news reports about Robert Lewandowski agreeing to a contract with Barcelona, and this would be a very big move. We saw Xavi and the effect that he had on the Blaugrana. They went to the Bernabeu and just completely destroyed Real Madrid
15 games straight.
after Real Madrid beat PSG in the Champions League. They lost very badly against Barcelona. And now this side is going to add Robert Lewandowski up front. And I just wanted to ask the question because Barcelona this season, they had a rebuilding year. But next year, they look like they're going to qualify to the Champions League. And I wanted to ask all of you, we'll begin with Pippo. Does this signing get Barcelona back to contending for the Champions League next year?
If it happens, yes. I mean, even now, Xavi is doing a great job. They have won the last 16 games or 15 games, which include like big games. And honestly, if they sign it, if it goes through, they're talking about for a 3-year contract, then yes. I mean, Lewandowski, Aubameyang, all the young players that they have, Gavi, Pedri, you know, Then with Xavi on the thing that Xavi knows the mentality of Barcelona. He played there. He knows the mentality. He knows how to play soccer, and I think they can grow. They can be there again in the championship favorite.
Lodovico, what do you think?
Yes, that's what I think. I mean, you had Lewandowski in a Barcelona team that was rebuilt this season. It only took them, to be honest with you, well, a year to be rebuilt, which it's incredible because for Inter it took 10 years. I was 14 when I watched Inter winning the triplete, but it's amazing, and especially from, I mean, they also said that they have problems monetary, but I think it's an amazing signing, and I think we have to see what they're gonna do with Dembele. Did they decided they were gonna keep it or just sell them?
I mean, I think his contract is
Expiring,
is
I
up.
think,
Yeah, I
this
think it's
season.
up.
I think.
Yeah, because he didn't want to leave. They
2022.
he didn't want to leave the winter transfer
I
the winter
mean,
transfer.
either way, Dembele was worse than Fred on a field. But I mean, let's just be honest.
Dembele is a great player. Just we was unlucky with the injuries. I mean,
I
there
Very
also
is
I
injury, a lot of
I also
injuries.
think he was really like his attitude towards the training. He kind of seemed lazy as a player in
yeah.
Barcelona. I mean, we could say at the presentation he did like three touches and then the ball was falling off. I mean, I've seen
Three
worse.
keep ups. He
Three
couldn't do
kick
three
ups,
keep.
keep ups.
We need to keep in mind that Lewandowski is 33 years old. So
Yeah,
eventually, if we
Yeah, but
join,
Giroud is 45 and plays in
no,
Milan.
I know. I haven't finished. I just wanted to know that it will eventually be his last chance to be a star in a team, and then eventually.
I mean, he's
He's,
already a star. What do you mean? He already
no,
won
no,
Champions League. He won
in
everything.
another team. I said
Eh,
before going to MLS or like those random like shitty championship.
Hey, respect for the
No
MLS.
respect for it. I'm really like a fan of MLS, but it's still not.
I'm not.
That's
I'm not.
another topic for another podcast
It's a horrible
show.
league.
It's
Wow,
I'm
people.
a really fan, but it's not
Oh
still,
no, no.
and not even at the
A
second
fan of
league.
what?
No, because we live here. We need to be a fan of soccer here. Otherwise, it's not gonna be. Come on,
Inter
people.
Miami, they're the last in the league. They won one game. They're horrible.
That's why
Like,
today I have
they're
a jersey
horrible.
because they won finally the first team.
They're
So I'm a
horrible.
fan of the
Everybody's
league.
making fun of Miami.
But MLS is not even comparable to any second division of any of European league.
Guys,
So,
just to get back on the argument that we were having.
sorry, Lewandowski.
So Lewandowski's 33 because I wanted to get this in. He's 33, right? Luis Suarez was 33 when Barcelona said, "We don't need you anymore. You can leave. You can go to Atletico de Madrid, where he won La Liga." So this is a very interesting move because Luis Suarez a couple of years ago was Lewandowski's age this year, and they didn't need him in that season, and that's where the complete breakdown began. Messi got upset; he wanted to leave, and now you're bringing in a striker that is the same age as Suarez when he left. And also, I don't know how Lewandowski is going to fit in the style of play that Barcelona play. I mean, he's a great player. Like he's going to finish his chances, but in that style, you always need to play the ball first time. You need to move. You need to create those triangles heading towards goal, and it's a very specific style of play. And we saw Ibrahimovic when he was signed by Barcelona with Guardiola, forming that incredible attacking team that ended up losing against Inter in the Champions League. It just doesn't fit sometimes. Do you think that Lewandowski is going to fit with the Xavi system at Barca?
I mean, how can we know by now? But Xavi is a great coach. We saw him this season. He's gonna be smart enough to practice that ahead of the season and make sure Lewandowski will fit in, because if they assess that they want to sign Lewandowski, there is a reason. And that answers both the question. Even if he's 33, he's a player coming in from a different team and he's a star. It's a top player. Suarez was with them. Maybe we don't know, but something was going on and they decided not to renew him and let him go. So I'm sure it would be a great fit despite the age and despite Barcelona's style of play.
That's the answer. That's the answer from Barcelona to Real Madrid of getting Mbappe. if it's going to Madrid, Mbappe, because we don't know yet.
Apparently,
Yeah, well,
they offered him Tony's wage and salary for the next 3,000 years.
No, but, did you guys hear how much it was offered?
They
I think
offered him to at the moment of the signature, they were gonna pay him like $200 million, like
Exactly.
over
It's
like
and then
crazy.
40,
That's
and then
insane,
40,
guy.
and then 40 million a year, then
That's
40 million a
crazy.
year of salary. But
it's like
there
an
were
NBA
also
salary at that point.
there were reports in France that the president of France had a meeting with Mbappe along with Nasser Al Khelaifi to convince him to stay at PSG. So that is, you're going all out, calling the president of France to get Mbappe to stay. That is
They're
just
so
incredible.
desperate. They're so desperate to keep their league alive and
Relevant.
interesting.
It's better than Serie A.
Tony, do you agree on that?
Um, I I I think that the best team in Ligue 1 is better than any team in Serie A. I think PSG would win Serie A, but when I look at the other teams, I still believe that there's more clubs in Serie A that can
They're
compete
average
at a higher
out.
level.
So you think Sassuolo beats Lorient?
Oh yes, I think that Sassuolo would defeat Lorient, and but I think that teams like Marseille, Nice, and Rennes, they are at the level of or a little bit better of Roma, Lazio. They're right there. I think they can compete and probably beat those teams.
I
But
mean,
afterwards,
Roma loses against the Norway team, so I
yeah.
mean, I
So
think even my team from my hometown in the third category
I
can
mean, we've
compete.
seen Marseille against Lazio in Europa League in the group stage, so
yeah,
we
it's
can
the
we
same
can
level. Yeah.
yeah, we can agree on that with you.
Yeah. And so, guys, going to our final topic of the night, big Champions League week. We had our predictions last week, and I think they were given too early because I heard some people saying that Atletico Madrid will eliminate Manchester City, and I also heard Lodovico saying that Bayern would score like 100 goals on Villarreal in that first leg. So
He deserve a yellow card.
we have some big games coming up. We have some big games coming up tomorrow with the second leg of Villarreal Bayern at the Allianz Arena, and we also have Real Madrid against the Chelsea, and then on Wednesday we have the second leg of Liverpool Benfica, and this is probably the most interesting second leg: Manchester City and Atletico de Madrid. I want to ask you guys, which matchup interests you the most, and what storyline are you looking forward to this week with Champions League back?
Lado, you go first.
Lodo, go first.
I would like just to say something. uh, no, I honestly, you cut me speechless, man. You cut me speechless. No, no, I honestly think Villarreal against Bayern Monaco. I want to see Bayern Monaco fulfill my dream to destroy them, just so we can say that Juventus lost against a shitty team. And then I also want to see. I want to see the I honestly, I'm curious. Like I'm curious about the comeback for Manchester City, Atletico Madrid. I mean, everybody's saying they play 5-5, but who tells you that Simeone just wanted to play a defensive game just to bring them back to their homes? I honestly think in 90 minutes 1-0 is a good result, and then if they tie and they go to 120 minutes like people were saying last time, maybe they can go they can advance. They have Oblak is an amazing keeper for penalties. And then I think Chelsea Real Madrid, it's like already like a
Decided.
store, like
Yeah, but
already like
talking about Chelsea and Real Madrid, I'm more curious of that. I want to see the reaction from Chelsea if they're gonna even try to do something. 3-1 is a important result for Real Madrid. Chelsea has to win at least 2-0 to make it to the penalty because of the away goal rules that doesn't exist anymore. So we'll see. And then of course Liverpool is gonna be an easy pass to the semifinal.
I don't know, but I mean, Manchester City and Liverpool they just had a big game this weekend, so they might be a little bit tired. I don't know. I'm hoping for some upset, something from
Where do you think it can happen? Do you think Atletico has more of an opportunity to upset Manchester City or Villarreal with Bayern?
No,
No,
Atletico.
I think Atletico has more chance.
Atletico.
Especially-
Villarreal is gonna get destroyed. It's gonna get destroyed. I said it last time and I got surprised, but because they played a shit game.
I think they had the more chance Atletico because of due to the game that the
Easy pass. But also, where is Fred?
due to the game that they had against Liverpool. That I don't know if you guys watched. It was 2-2. Was an intense game. Wasn't like
Beautiful
just
game.
wasn't
Yeah,
like
probably
a
the
walk in
upset can come from Atletico Madrid. I don't see Villarreal despite the winning.
I'm hoping for some upset to make it more appealing.
And
Yeah.
we want to see Benzema back on the field because the last two games that he's played, he scored 6 goals. Luca, how crazy is this? Against PSG, against Chelsea, 6 goals in 2 games. And
This guy is a beast. He's really showing his value despite the age, despite anything, despite the shape, despite the opponent. He's able to perform at that level with anybody. He's playing great in La Liga. He's playing great in Champions League. It was a topic of our previous podcast, and we discussed if it was really the best number 9 at the moment, and if he was about to issue and give the Ballon d'Oro, probably he would have been one of the contender and the top 3 at least. And we'll see. It's the year of the World Cup. It's the year of Champions League in Paris, in his hometown. So we'll see.
last question, guys, before we get out.
Where is
heard,
Fred?
we heard Lewandowski. We heard Lewandowski to Barcelona. That would create a Clásico between two number 9s, Lewandowski against Benzema.
Beautiful.
I wanted to ask all of you, starting with people, then Lodo and Luca, who would you rather have on your team right now? Karim Benzema or Lewandowski?
Benzema. Like, because just for the fact that, well, like we said the last podcast, that Benzema never gives up. Never. He always go for the ball. He always.
Look, he even fights
he's
against
angry.
the goalie. Nobody goes pressure the goalie lately, and then
He's
this
angry.
guy goes there. The goalie is right there. Okay, I have the ball. Nothing's going to happen, and Benzema is going to steal it.
Benzema is angry. He wants to prove that he's one of the best, and I think it is the best striker 9 at the moment.
What about you, Lodo? Who would you rather have?
It's a tough. If I'm thinking about it, like style of playing, Benzema. I would agree with people with Benzema, but I would love to see like one of like Lewandowski, for example, where he could be capable of doing in Serie A.
He would be
Listen,
nice
yeah,
at Inter.
I agree with you.
I know.
wanna see-
I was trying to think like like the style of play the Inter plays, and if you put Lewandowski and Lautaro, like I don't know what the.
Lautaro needs to go. Lautaro is come on. Lautaro is horrible.
Lautaro, like he said in an interview a long time ago that I read, he learns his movement from basketball, and I can see because he always break his own ankles when he's trying to do something. But like
Did he
I
really
think-
say that?
yeah, he learned like you know why he's always like he seems like he's falling and then goes on the other side, because that's what he said
Oh,
he
like
was
Fred
doing.
runs like that.
I mean, but that's Fred. I mean, I don't know where Fred is
He
today.
got lost.
But no, I honestly, Benzema just for like his way of going after every ball, but playing in a Inter system at the moment, I would love Lewandowski.
Okay,
People.
super fast. Hold on.
I had one question.
I would say Benzema, but I want to see,
Arrivo from Fred. Arrivo.
see Lewandowski in Serie A. I want to see Lewandowski in a different championship.
But Luca, if Lewandowski comes to Serie A, how much would you pay for him at the Asta del Fantacalcio?
Well, if it's the maximum is 1,000 euro or Fanta dollar, I would probably spend 420.
420. Lodo, how much would you pay for Lewandowski at Fantacalcio?
Phew, 0, because I already know I'm never gonna go. That's my tactic. I've won the Fantacalcio last year. I will win it this
people,
year.
what do you
Me, usually I get to the striker with all the credits still in my bank. So I will do 500.
Oh, the highest.
But usually
People-
people stays with 800 credits at the strikers, and then he always ends up for the cheap ones for some reason.
Cabral.
But I'm in the
Guys,
final.
Filippo is in the final of Coppa Italia Fantasy of the Catenaccio Fanta Miami with Cabral. keep that in mind.
Very impressive. Bravo, people. Okay, guys, I want to thank everybody who watched tonight, from Filippo, Luca, Lodovico, and Antonio Aquilino. Good night, and
Good
Where
night,
is
thank you
guys.
for
Fred?
watching us. And if you see Fred, please let us know so we can get him back home and
Call
on the next
911.
on the next show. Okay.
Grandi
See you
ragazzi.
on
Bye.
Thursday.
Amber alert.